Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina, and it's time for another Sunday night live stream show. That's right, y'all. It's Sunday night, and we're ready for another live stream show. Hopefully, you are as well. Thank you for tuning in tonight and joining us for this Sunday night live stream show that happens every Sunday night right here at Hubbard's Marina, and we do it for about an hour. We talk about what's going on now, what's coming up, and all the great things that we're catching. We answer your questions live during the show, talk a little bit about weather, and also give away over $800 in free trips. Do you want to win free fishing trips? Now is your chance to do it right now during that live stream show. Keep in mind, in order to be able to win free trips, you do have to comment at least once during the live stream show on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. So pop over there to facebook.com or the Facebook app, find the Hubbard's Marina page, comment at least one time, anything you want, and you're entered for a chance to win. Then you have to continue watching the show live, and if you're picked as one of the lucky winners of those free trip giveaways, you have about 5 minutes to claim your free trip by texting us at the phone number on the screen. So you got to text us at the phone number you're on the screen, your full home address, and that's how you claim that free trip if you're one of the lucky winners that gets picked. So comment once, stay tuned, and make sure to pay attention, because if you're picked as one of the lucky winners, you got 5 minutes or less to claim it by texting the phone number on the screen. Also, want to give a shout out to our friends over there at Gator Jim's Tackle. If you haven't been over there to Gator Jim's Tackle, make sure you stop in, say hello. 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Petersburg. They are a great operation. They have tons of really cool stuff, a huge selection, killer deals, and really good people. So stop in 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Petersburg to our friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle. This show is brought to you by and made possible by our friends over there at Gator Gym. So make sure to stop in and thank them. Also, big shout out to those of you sending stars on Facebook. Facebook allows you to send stars if you're watching on YouTube, Instagram, Trovo, or Twitch. You might not be aware, but basically the stars are a way for those watching on Facebook to show their support, and it fuels the show and helps us to do more cool stuff. So super appreciative of those of you sending stars. So far tonight, I saw Jim Evans, Craig Robinson, Tegwin Stockdale, James McCullum. We had Richard Blasak, Tony Barnes, Richard Fonzo, Larry White, and then Tim Dykes with 600. Appreciate it, Tim. So super appreciative of all those star senders, and of course our Supporters Club members. The Supporters Club members really make everything possible. Really big shout out to all of those in our Supporters Club. It's only $4.99 a month, and it gives you a great behind-the-scenes access to all the funny stuff going on, plus kind of a behind-the-scenes look and more communication. So definitely think about joining our supporters group. I just dropped that into the comments there on the Facebook stream. So if you've ever wanted to become a supporter, it's only $4.99 a month, and it gives you a little bit more connectivity, some behind-the-scenes stuff, and you get information a little bit sooner, a little bit more easily. Don Shuett, appreciate those stars. Ryan Kelly, Nina McCormick, appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And then besides our star senders, our supporters, and our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle, a really special shout out to the people that made tonight's barbecue worth it. Josh and I just got finished eating a little too much venison, cheddar jalapeno venison sausage, and some Carol sausage from Georgia. Thanks to Tim Dykes and David Pruitt. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Tim Dykes brought 60 pounds of fresh venison cheddar jalapeno sausage. Big ups to our good buddy Tim Dykes. And then David Pruitt stopped by Carol Sausage in Georgia and brought down bags of bacon, sausage, snack sticks, and much more. And let's just say I have eaten too much cooked meat tonight. There's no such thing as too much cooked meat, but I ate too much of it too quickly, maybe.
Just make sure you yell at me if I fall asleep back here.
Yes, we might both fall asleep during the show and or immediately following. D Beers, appreciate those 1,000 stars. Thank you so much. Rick Rogers with 1,000 too. Thank you, buddy. Philip Kavanaugh with 830. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Scott Flynn again, and D Beers with another 1,300 tonight. Thank you, D Beers. So besides that, all that good stuff that we have going on, we want to make sure that we remind you guys, comment where you're watching from. Don't forget to give the video a like for us. And if you're watching on Trovo, Twitch, YouTube, make sure you subscribe or follow our pages. With that, it's time. We're going to get into our photos. We're going to show you what we're catching inshore, then nearshore and offshore. Then we're going to work our way into weather and talk a little bit about some events. And then we're going to get to your questions. Remember, if you have a question you want answered live during the show, you have to text it to the phone number on the screen. So make sure you text in if you have a question that you want answered live during the show. So let's see let's see what we've been catching inshore and what's been going on. So cobia have been moving in, and a lot of cobia being found inside Tampa Bay. Around the power plant is normally good this time of year. It's a little too warm right now. They haven't really stacked up there yet, but they probably will once we have that next cold front behind this hurricane coming this week. We'll talk more about that here shortly when we get into the weather. But cobia have made their way into the flats area, and we're seeing a lot of cobia rolling around nearshore artificial reefs. On the beaches, crab traps, you can find those cobia. Our friends over at Salt Strong have been stroking the cobia. Also, the redfish have made their way back inshore from their nearshore spawn. We've been seeing a lot of redfish trickling back through the pass, and we're also seeing a lot of the redfish back on the islands, the mangrove shorelines, Bay Pines area, a good place to look for the redfish. Still some sharks around on the beaches, which is kind of surprising. Cooled down quite a bit, but there's still quite a few of those spinner sharks, black tips, and bulls cruising along the surf. And the shark fishing still going pretty well. King of the Beach was this past weekend, and we had a couple teams from Hubbard's Marina in the King of the Beach tournament. One team was made up of Captain Garrett and one of our galley cooks, Jim. And they had a 10-foot hammerhead behind their boat. For a good amount of time, they said the shark was just circling the boat and hanging out in their chum slick. So pretty cool to see so many big sharks around still, even though we're kind of late in the year for that. Nice snook action, too. Still some snook being caught in the early morning around the Johns Pass Bridge. Dock lights, bridge lights, still holding a handful of snook. We saw a few big snook cruising by the dock this morning after sunrise, too, cruising along the beach. So there's still some snook in the passes, but a lot of those fish have started to make their way into the back bay, heading closer to the mouths of creeks, rivers, bayous, that kind of thing. But we're still catching them around the passes, too. So snook fishing's going pretty darn well. A lot of redfish moving around, sheeps that have picked up, pompano are back, flounder are thick. It's a really good time inshore right now to get out there and capitalize on the hot bite. Tim Harris, appreciate those 830 stars. Sam Lang, appreciate you sending some stars as well. Thank you guys. Now let's get into our nearshore and offshore photos, show you guys what we've been catching a little deeper. 10-hour all days picking up some nice gag grouper here and there, not a ton of them, but we are starting to see the gag grouper moving inshore and near shore. And the most gags we're catching in shallow water right now have been trolling those mirror lure 25 plus lures on our private fishing charters. The Hub, the Flying Hub 2 have been trolling around quite a bit, anywhere from about 3 to 5 up to about 15 miles from shore. tearing up the gag grouper on the troll. So trolling on our nearshore private fishing charters with the Mirror Lure 25 Plus has been producing some really nice gags. But we are catching a few nice gags on the 10-hour all day as well. So gag grouper fishing is going well and is heating up near shore in shallow water. And we're still seeing them out deep too. The 39-hour came in, 44-hour, came in this morning with a nice pile of gags. So the gag fishing is heating up near shore and offshore. Look at that hoss of a gag. This was less than 50 foot of water trolling plugs. So pretty cool to see, and definitely been a pretty darn good bite of gag grouper, even in shallower water. There's another big gag grouper from a recent 5-hour half-day private fishing charter. Some friends out there catching some gags. Hogfish bite. Holy cow, the hogfish bite has really picked up. It is on and popping. Hogfish bite in full swing. And we're catching them on the 5-hour half days. We're catching them on the 10-hour private fishing charters, on the 10-hour charters. Great time to get out there and get some hogfish action near shore. Anywhere from about 30 to about 50 foot of water. We've been seeing those hogfish pretty consistently. 10-hour all day is the best time or best trip to really dial in on the hogfish. But we are catching some 10-hour or some hogfish on our 5-hour half day too. Today's 5-hour half day caught 9 keeper hogfish. So it is peak hogfish time right now. And it's early. Well, I mean, it's not early. It's mid-November, so normally they're biting well by this time. But it's early in the sense that the water's not really cold yet. As that water continues to cool off, the hogfish bite should continue to get better and better. Anthony Barnes, appreciate those stars, buddy. Thank you, man. So hogfish bite's going well. Gags have moved in. We see a lot of mackerel. We're seeing some nice lanes, some nice mangroves. It's a great time to get out there near shore on a 5-hour half day, 10-hour all day, or one of those private fishing charters on the hub. This gentleman caught a limit of hogfish on a recent 10-hour. We've had a handful of people go out there in the last 2 weeks and catch limits of hogfish. You're only allowed 5 per day. I know Charlie Paulins went out on a recent 10-hour and caught his limit of hogfish before 11 a.m. And we've been seeing these kingfish too. So the kingfish are trickling in as well. Now, the big thing we want to talk about are some events coming up as well to conclude our photos. The first one that's going on November 25th that you don't want to miss out on is the crawfish boil. Final Friday. We talked about this a lot last week in the Supporters Club, in the Supporters private after show that we do every week after the live stream show. We do a little after show in our Supporters group. And we talked about this and planned this with our Supporters Club last week. And we finalized it this week, and we're rolling it out to you guys. And we are excited. We've got Final Friday, crawfish boil, Black Friday, toy drive, celebration. That's quite the mouthful, huh? So Final Friday is something the city of Madeira Beach is doing. And the goal is to bring people out to Johns Pass and show them how cool Johns Pass is. Surprisingly enough, a lot of locals do not go to Johns Pass, which I can kind of understand why. It's kind of more of a tourist area. It's busy. You got to pay to park. But I'm local, and I like going to Johns Pass even on my days off. My wife's always like, no, we're not doing that again. But I like going around and walking around and enjoying some of the sights and sounds. Johns Pass is just a cool place to be. So that's the idea with this Final Friday event, is to get more people in Johns Pass, show them a good time. And it's every final Friday of the month in, let's say, October through May. So June, July, August, September, we're not doing Final Friday because it's too hot. But October through May, Final Friday will be popping every Final Friday. So this coming Final Friday coincides with Black Friday, and it's kind of our first involvement in Final Friday. So we're going to kick it off big and do a big crawfish boil. So we're going to have crawfish boiling with sausage, potatoes, corn. We're going to have free beer. We're going to have free drinks. So come out and join us Friday, November 25th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and bring a new unwrapped toy, and you'll receive free food, free drinks, and we're going to have crazy Black Friday deals going on in our shop, and we're doing a toy drive for, Josh, what was the charity's name again? Operation PAR.
And the Federation of Police toy drive.
And the Federation of Police, I think it's Fraternal Order of Police. Yeah, FOP. Fraternal Order of Police and Operation PAR. So pretty cool charity to support, and always good to help kids have a great Christmas. So toy drive, and if you bring an unwrapped toy, not only do you get free food, free drinks, and get to participate in the crazy Black Friday deals, you also receive a 25% off trip. Let me repeat that. We're doing a toy drive it started November 2nd, runs through December 15th. So if you want to come out and do a 5-hour half day, 10-hour all day, dolphin tour, a sunset cruise, even November 5th through December 15th, half day, 10-hour dolphin tour, sunset cruise, 3-hour Shell Key Shellin' trip, you get 25% off a trip with us if you bring a toy. So bring out a toy, get 20% off or 25% off trip fare. Sorry, guys, my voice is a little bit stressed, so I'm going to drink a lot of water tonight to try to help that out. But really, really cool option to bring out a toy, support a child, and make their Christmas holiday special and get a discounted fishing trip or dolphin tour or shelling trip or sunset cruise. From now until December 15th. So get on it, take advantage of it, and hopefully we'll see you for that crawfish boil. Sorry. All right. So we talked about what we're catching inshore, nearshore, and offshore. We're going to get into the weather. But before we get into the weather, let's give away our first free trip of the night. We're going to give away a 10-hour all-day trip for 2 guests. 10-hour all-day for 2 guests. Let's see who the lucky winner is of that 10-hour all-day. Mark Stewart, congratulations. From Gulfport. That's really cool. Mark Stewart, local. Congratulations on that win of our 10-hour all-day trip for 2 guests. Really, really great way to kick off the live stream show there. So, Mark Stewart, you got 5 minutes or less to claim your free trip by texting us at the phone number on the screen. So, with that, we're going to open up our brand new website here and get into the weather. Show you guys what is going on weather-wise. So on our brand new website, you go over here to fishing trips, scroll down to weather links. Right at the top, we're going to start with our wind finder forecast, which is on the left side now. Switched up the layout a little bit, but not too different. 5 and 10-hour forecast is what we're going to start with. You can see it gets a little windy next week. Weather is definitely best today and into tomorrow. Tuesday, it picks up pretty exponentially. Wednesday continues to be a little nautical. Thursday is Cat 1 hurricane. Really strong tropical storm, Cat 1 hurricane. 6-foot seas, lots of rain. And then that continues through Friday. Then Saturday, that relents. And Saturday night into Sunday, we get a cold front. So same thing with Ian. Ian was a really, really strong major hurricane. And what happens when these big storms, these big upper level systems move through the area, they disturb the upper level atmosphere, and it makes the door open to other upper level atmospheric events. So as this storm comes into the Gulf, it hits a wall in the form of that cold front. It squirts out of here to the northeast, and then after it does that, it gives an opening and kind of pulls that cold front down to Florida. So we're going to have really strong winds starting Tuesday into the weekend, and then we have a pretty strong cold front starting that weekend into early next week. So really, we've had a really great run of weather this week, like Tuesday through Friday into Saturday was beautiful. Today was a little breezy, not bad. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit more breezy, but not bad. And then we're going to get pretty darn nautical for about 7 to 10 days. Now, we want to pop over to our website again. On our weather links page here, we're going to go back and look at our ultimate storm forecast, which is right there to the top right side. This is spaghettymodels.com. You can see here National Hurricane Center has, let's see, what does that say? I think it's 90%, right? Yeah, formation chance through 5 days, 90% chance. So pretty solid chance that we're going to see something pretty tropical over the course of the next 5 days. You can see it was designated an invest today, which means once it has invest designations, it's going to have spaghetti models. Wow, this has shifted a little bit. So it still has it coming right at the state and then kind of meandering over central Florida and hooking back out. The reason it does this kind of stop and then move is because we have a big high pressure. So we have a big high pressure like over here in this area, and then we've got a big low pressure sweeping down from, I could never be a weatherman, from over here, and it's going to sweep down that low pressure is going to sweep across the U.S. from the northwest, and it's going to come down and it's going to stop that storm. So the storm's going to rip across the state and then stop by that low pressure. And then once it hits that low pressure, it's going to slow down and stop, build a little bit of strength. Then it's going to shoot to the northeast out of the Gulf of Mexico or across the state. And that's why it kind of meanders to the west, stops, and then goes to the northeast. And here's some of the models that we have uploaded for you guys, kind of show you. This is the Euro model, and this is Wednesday. This is into Thursday early morning, Thursday through the day. This is Friday at midnight. No, this would be, early morning Friday. And then it comes across the states. So it spends basically almost 24 hours over the state of Florida. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, and I'm really concerned mostly for the people in northeast Florida. St. Augustine, Jacksonville, Daytona Beach. They got a ton of wind and weather and beach erosion from Ian. And this is the GFS model now. The first one I showed you was the Euro model. This is the GFS model. And again, same thing. It spends all Thursday morning, Friday night, or Saturday morning. So it spends almost 3 days over the state here. And it's not a great situation. Here's the Canadian model. It kind of cruises right into Jacksonville, Daytona Beach. Kind of skirts the coast. Here is the Icon, which has been really terrible all year, so not really a great one. But the two big ones, the Euro model, which is really widely regarded, and the GFS model, both have it cutting across the state, kind of going directly over Tampa and then getting out of here. Long story short, it doesn't mean a lot to our area because we're just going to get a lot of wind and a lot of rain, but the wind we're going to see is going to be less than what we would see in a really, really strong cold front. It's going to be around a lot longer, which is not good. But one concern I have for the folks in northeast Florida, like South Georgia, is basically we've got this high pressure to our northeast, which is turning and shooting winds down towards northeast Florida. Then you've got this low pressure shooting winds to the same area. You've got full moon high tides. You've got a very low or a very slow moving storm with a lot of rain. St. Johns River is going to be high. There's a really strong chance for a lot of coastal flooding in northeast Florida. Remember how hurricanes work. A lot of people seem to be confused about this. How hurricanes work is they reverse the effect on different coasts. So on the west coast of Florida, if the eye is north of us, we have the dirty side of the storm because of counterclockwise rotation. So the counterclockwise rotation, let me pull up a map here so it can be a little clearer. How does this work again? Josh told me. I'm so proud. Are you proud, Josh? So here's the state of Florida. Oh, it would help if I showed you, right? So here's the state of Florida. And you can't really see my mouse too well. Do we still have that plug-in in here? Let's see. Josh is going to have the plug-in. We don't have the plug-in on this one, do we?
No, but I can go like this.
Here. Josh is going to pull up the plug-in for us real quickly. But basically, on the west coast of Florida, if the eye makes landfall north of us, then we're going to have this issue south of the eye with surge and flooding issues. There we go. Now we're in business. All right, so now we got a big old cursor so you can see it. So this is actually perfect because the circle, let's pretend, is a hurricane. So let's get a little zoomed in a little bit closer. So if a hurricane makes landfall right there in central East Florida, the north side of the storm is going to have issues because of counterclockwise rotation. So as the counterclockwise rotation comes in, it's going to pull moisture from the Gulf, or the Atlantic in this case, and send it right up there at North Florida. And so the north side of the storm is going to have surge and the worst weather, worst storms. If the storm is over here in the Gulf and comes and makes landfall on the west coast, counterclockwise rotation. South of the eye wall is going to have the worst storms and worst flooding. So that's what we saw with Ian. It made impacts on the west coast of Florida, southwest Florida. South of the eye wall had all the flooding. North of the eye wall, like Pinellas County, Tampa Bay, we lost water. We didn't have any water left in Tampa Bay because of counterclockwise rotation. And it gets confusing when it switches sides of the coast or sides of the state because it definitely changes the impacts significantly. So that's what you got to watch out for if you're in North Florida and Northeast Florida is a lot of rain, a lot of wind, high tides already because it's full moon time. Tuesday's a full moon. So not a good situation to have a hurricane coinciding with a new or full moon. And that's what happened with Ian. We had Ian right on a new moon, which did not help the flooding situation at all. All right, so let's get into what do we got now? We got weather. We talked about inshore, nearshore, and weather. Events. We talked about Final Friday coming up November 25th. Also, November 19th, we've got the Fishing for Hope event. We're going to be out there at Metropolitan Ministries from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Fishing for Hope, the holiday tent over on North Rome Avenue in Tampa, collecting turkeys and non-perishable food items for Fishing for Hope. So stop by, deliver some turkeys, some canned goods, some non-perishable foods to help people in the area have a great Thanksgiving. You'll see me, Captain Mike, Captain Glenn Plaw, Captain Bill Miller will help unload your car of turkeys and non-perishable foods if you stop by and see us. Also, November 20th, 2 p.m., we're going to be at Bass Pro Shops doing a Bass Pro Shops fishing conversation. So hopefully you'll join us then, November 20th at 2 p.m. for that Bass Pro Shops fishing seminar. always a great time and a good experience. So come out and join us for that. Then we've got November 25th, the final Friday crawfish boil. December 17th, we've got our Supporters Club trip. The Supporters Club Supporters Club party, Regulars Club party. That's going to be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, December 17th, 4 to 7 p.m. Supporters Club, Regulars Club party in the waiting area at Hubbard's Marina. Then December 30th, another final Friday event too. So don't miss out on that stuff. Tim McCardle, appreciate those 200 stars, buddy. Besides the events, it is time to answer some questions. But before we get into questions, let's give something else away. Let's give away our Salinity Gear gift pack. This is our Salinity Gear gift pack. If you're picked as one of the lucky winners, you do have to make sure you let us know if you want a hooded shirt and what size shirt. Do you want hood or no hood? It's a long sleeve performance fishing shirt. And do you want a hood on it or do you not want a hood? And what size shirt are you? That's what we need to know if you're picked as one of the lucky winners of the Salinity Gear gift pack. And the lucky winner is Tim McCardle. That's ironic. From Deltona, Florida. Congratulations, Tim, on that big win of the Salinity Gear gift pack. We still got our 5-hour half day and 39-hour trips to give away. So stay tuned, y'all. So we've talked about weather, events. We've shown you some photos. It's time to get into some questions. What do y'all want to talk about? What do you want to know? Let's see. Tuesday, is there a lunar eclipse? Tuesday is also a lunar eclipse. Will that change things for the better or worse? We won't know because it's going to be really, really windy and rough, and we won't be out in the water. I would say most likely we're not going to be fishing there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because of that hurricane. A little early to make calls and to really make decisions, but tomorrow we'll be making those tough decisions for sure tomorrow morning and through the day tomorrow. But as far as lunar eclipse goes, the biggest thing that they would do is it's just going to be a really, really strong tidal event, but no more than any normal because you got to think what causes a full moon, what causes a new moon, and it's the sun and the moon are lined up and both pulling on either side of the earth. So it's creating bigger tidal surges. And a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse just mean they get really lined up together and one blocks out the other. That's all it is. So it's really no different of a tidal event. It's basically the poles are being pulled by a greater amount of gravity, causing faster moving and more severe currents and tides. So a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse wouldn't really change much fishing-wise other than it's just a normal kind of strong tidal flow around those new or full moons. So in my opinion, it wouldn't change much. It'd be cool, though. It'd be really cool to be out on a 39-hour trip to watch a lunar eclipse. Because once you get out there, 70, 100 miles in the Gulf at night, it's really, really beautiful. No better place to watch a meteor shower or some sort of astrological event because you're just so far away and you don't have the light pollution.
Not only that, it's Florida, so anytime there's an astronomical event, it's raining and it's cloudy and you can't see anything anyways.
Yes, that is true.
I want to point that out.
That is pretty typical.
When I lived in California, and I lived in the mountains, I saw everything. Meteor showers, asteroids, probably
I lived in California
UFOs.
in the mountains. Probably didn't get to go fishing up there, though, did you?
Yeah,
Not a lot of hogfish in them hills.
Now, there's some brown trout around.
Yeah, freshwater fishing. Freshwater fishing's fun, don't get me wrong. I don't want to start that fight. But it's just, to me, freshwater fishing, you know what you're going to catch. You're going to catch one of maybe 5 species.
So My grandpa took me deep
Not as
sea
much fun.
fishing in San Diego one time, and he gave me the pills, and of course I got sick, and I slept the entire time.
Still get sick
That
to
was
this
the
day.
last time he's ever taken me deep sea fishing. Yeah.
Comical.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be a supporters fishing trip? Very possible. Keep in mind the supporters club gets that private after show. Last year they got a free 12-hour trip, free T-shirt. This year they're getting a free party, free calendar, and they're getting pulled into the regulars club events. We might do a T-shirt. We might do a fishing trip. Who knows? The supporters club, though, keep in mind, is $4.99 a month. The regulars club, you get your party every year. You get discounts on our trip. You get a lot of cool kind of effects or benefits from being in the regulars club. But the regulars club is $350 to join in our 2022 clubs. We haven't set prices yet for 2023 regulars club. It's probably going to go up a little bit, but not too much. But you get a lot more benefits in the regulars club compared to the supporters club, but that's because supporters club is $4.99 a month. The regulars club is $350 for the year, so it's a lot different. Jeremy Knoll, appreciate those 500 stars, buddy. Thank you. Larry Law, can you share your Black Friday deals early? We will. And here at Hubbard's Marina, we don't do really Black Friday in the traditional sense. Generally, we come up with our Black Friday deals, and we generally start them like a week ahead of time, and we generally run them for a while too. So we'll probably have the Black Friday deals out soon, and they'll probably run until the Regulars Club party, which is December 17th, the Regulars Club, Supporters Club party. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to take advantage of our Black Friday deals. We'll have some in-store deals. We'll have some online deals. We'll have a mixture of both. So we'll definitely make it easy, even if you don't live in Florida, to take advantage of our Black Friday specials. Keep in mind the calendars are up on our online store if you want to take advantage of our 2023 fishing calendar. How's the weather for Friday's 39-hour trip? So we went over the weather a little bit ago, and it's going to be really, really nasty this week. And then we get a cold front this coming weekend. So weather's not looking really great. That's why I was pushing so hard the last week or so to try to get people to go the second half of this last week that just passed, this weekend. But we might be able to get out the 39-hour this coming Friday, but it's going to be really rough, at least right now. That's what the forecast says. So hopefully we can make it out there, but just unfortunately, time will tell. Weather can change a lot. Who knows? We'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. Let's see, what other questions do we have? If the upcoming 39-hour slow pitch trip gets canceled due to weather, will you reschedule this week? So this week, too rough, and we don't have any dates left in 2022 to reschedule 39-hour trips to. Would really like to. I've looked already at trying to add trips to our schedule, 39-hour trips to our schedule, because a few of them are filling up pretty fast. But we literally don't have any options open to add 39-hour trips. So if we have to cancel any 39-hour trips, we will unfortunately not be able to reschedule them. But 2023 schedule comes out December 1st, and we should have plenty of opportunities for you to reschedule trips in the coming new year. Now, I am working on our 2023 schedule right now. One kind of exciting thing I wanted to share with you guys is our record for most 39-hour trips scheduled in a year was 54, 56, somewhere in there. In 2023, I currently have 72 39-hour trips scheduled. 72. Yeah. Broke my record by like 19. And that's because we changed up the way we do dry dock. So next year, dry dock is not September and October. Next year, dry dock's going to be in January. So we're not going to have 39-hour trips January, the first start of February. So it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little harder in the beginning of the year, but the rest of the year we're going to have 39-hour trips often. And next year we have a short gag grouper season. It's September 1st through November 10th. So we have more 39-hour trips scheduled in that short gag grouper season for that reason. We're offering some Sunday 39-hour trips outside of red snapper season. And for the first time ever, we're going to offer some limited load 39 hours. So this is something we've talked about for probably 2 years and have never done or actually put in the work to make it happen. And next year we're going to do it. So we're going to have 3 39-hour trips next year during red snapper season that are going to be limited to only 35 people instead of 50. So 15 open spots on a red snapper trip. It's going to give us a lot more elbow room. Typically, we lose a couple people before a trip, so I would imagine we're going to roll with like 30, 33 people and going to have a lighter load. It is going to be almost twice as much money. So it is going to be more expensive, considerably more expensive, but going to be a super light load. People have asked for it. People have talked about it, and we're excited. And we're excited to try it. See how it works out. If it works out really well, who knows? Maybe we might just cut back a lot more trips and offer more limited load trips at a higher cost. But I like trying to make a lot of people happy and put a lot of people on fish, so we try to keep it as cheap and cost-effective as possible for as many people to go fishing as possible. So that's kind of always been our business model, is kind of family-owned and operated, trying to make it accessible for families to go fishing. So I don't really like the model of less people, more money, but a lot of people have requested it, so we're going to try it, throw it against the wall, see what sticks, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little nervous, but we only scheduled 3 of them, so we'll see how it goes and see how it plays out. So December 1st, you'll be able to see those dates and book those dates. December 1st at 11 a.m. What other questions do we have? I was wondering about the water quality and quality of fish this time of year near shore. Is fishing from beaches, piers, and other nearshore options good? Any presence of red tide or bacteria in the water near shore? I fish mostly Atlantic side, looking to do a mini trip. Water quality is great in Tampa Bay at this point, and fishing from shore is awesome. I ate a fish that was caught off the dock just 2 days ago. Sheep's head are picking up. We've got the pompano around. Still have a chance for snook in the passes. I would definitely come out and fish a dock, a pier, a bridge, a jetty, and make a little day trip from the Atlantic side. It's definitely worth it, and fishing is pretty darn good right now, and you can definitely have a good time and catch plenty of good eating fish. So I would come check it out for sure. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Do you have an online store? Yes, we have a big online store. And actually, on our new website, I'll show you real quick on our new website, we actually have made it a little easier. So if you go to hubbardsmarina.com, our brand new website that we just launched last week, has a lot of cool stuff on it. If you haven't checked it out yet, the information on the toy drive has actually been put on the website too somewhere. I believe it's on the home page, but on the shop page, on the shop tab, you can just hover over that and it's going to show you all the online store options. On our old website, it was a little harder to find the online store. The new website has made it a little bit more clear, but you can easily pop in there and see all our conventional spinning reels. We have a ton of rods, reels, tackle on our online store, so check it out. Definitely lots of great online store options. Let's get one more question in before we do a giveaway, Josh. Can you share your black... Oh, we already talked about that. Did we already do the questions? Do you have a clearance section in the shop? No, we don't have a clearance section in the online store. We do have a clearance section in our shop, but the idea is to clear it. So it moves pretty quickly, so we don't really have the option of put it online. Sometimes we do run deals in our online store. Can you purchase lionfish commercially? Don't know exactly what you mean. I know lionfish are made really easy to sell commercially. So like normally to sell a commercially, or to go out and harvest a fish and sell it, you have to have a commercial reef fish permit. You have to have a lot of permitting and a lot of bureaucracy that you have to jump through. And it's not easy to go out and commercially catch a fish and sell it. You have to, it's the most regulated type of fishing. It requires a vessel monitoring system, hail outs, 3-hour notifications, a lot of work. But I know lionfish specifically, because it is an invasive species that they want to get rid of, that they work really hard on making it easy to get rid of. It is one of those species that you really don't need much of a license at all to go out there and harvest and sell them. So definitely you can go out and catch them. You can come back and sell them. I think you just have to have a wholesale license, which is pretty cheap, and then an SPL, a saltwater products license. Josh, can you look at the YouTube chat there, buddy, when you get a second? So definitely you can sell and you can buy lionfish. The only problem with lionfish is that in order to really have them successful on the commercial market is the fact that you have to go out and catch them by spearfishing. You can't really hook and line hogfish. Hogfish too. Commercially, you have to spearfish hogfish, and same thing with lionfish. In order to really harvest a commercial quantity, you have to spearfish for them. So it makes it really difficult and a higher cost. Man, Charles is crushing the fish from the jetty. Wow. Nice big old cobia he texted in. Why does the bite get so good behind big storms? So Charles caught a bunch of fish behind Hurricane Ian and was asking why the bite gets so good behind storms. And that is simply because what happens is big storms like Hurricane Ian or the hurricane that's coming in this week are low pressure systems. So just like big cold fronts, as a storm approaches, the fish sense it. And as it moves closer, they get excited. They feed really actively because they know they're not going to be able to feed. They also group up on large areas or structures. So docks, piers, bridges, jetties, big ledges, rock piles, artificial reefs, a ton of fish congregate. Then they feed really actively. And then the storm comes, weather gets bad, they can't feed for a few days. Then the storm passes, water calms down, water clears up. All those fish come out of their hiding place from where they were hiding during the storm and then go out and feed really actively because they haven't been eating. So fishing is typically really good behind a big storm on some bigger structures because the fish have been congregated there to kind of hide out from the storm. So it is a pretty good option to fish right before these storms and right behind the storms. Let's see, what other questions do we have? We'll do one more question, then we'll give away our 5-hour half day for 2 guests. Can you cast net and keep black drum, and other big fish? That is a good question. Most you cannot. Like if you catch a snook in a net, in a cast net, and they can prove it was intentional, you're going to jail. Straight up. You're going to jail. They'll probably take your truck, probably write you a nice fine. You cannot catch game fish in nets, specifically, especially snook. So don't ever try to cast net a snook. Really, really bad idea. Redfish, trout, all the same thing. Black drum, I know commercial guys can net them. I believe you can as a recreational angler, but I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable answering that one because, to be honest with you, I just don't know. But I believe it would be possible. I would pull up the Fish Rules app and look at gear for some of the more better-known species. They will tell you if it's the allowable gear. And they'll say, like, all right, you can catch it with all these different things. So I would check out the Fish Rules app, double-check that if I was you. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Slow pitch jig trips. Yes, we have a lot of slow pitch jigging trips. They're listed on our website. Josh is going to show you here under fishing trips. Go on our website under fishing trips, click trips, and then click slow pitch jigging trips. And we'll show you all the different slow pitch jigging trip dates for the rest of the year. We've got a 39-hour coming up with a lot of room on it. A lot of people dropped off of it. We got 2 12-hour extreme slow pitch jigging trips. Next year, we're going to add some more slow pitch jigging trips into our schedule. And we've got a lot of options for you next year. That's kind of different from what we've done in the past. So you don't want to miss out on December 1st, 11 a.m. We're going to have that slow pitch, or we're going to have that schedule come out for December 2023. So definitely check it out. Let's see, what other questions do we have? When is snapper season next year, and does the Flying Hub 2 usually book up? Yes. The Flying Hub 2 normally books up extremely early for red snapper season, since we can only take 16 people out at a time. But I would say red snapper season next year is going to open June 1st. It's going to be open for about 72 days, I would guess. So definitely book early and book often. That schedule again, December 1st at 11 a.m. All right, what other questions do we have? A lot of people asking when red snapper season starts. It started June 1st every year since 2009. Has not changed. Has not been discussed of changing. You can take it to the bank, bet on it. It's going to be June 1st this year. Next year after that, June 1st is red snapper season. So definitely make sure. What does that say? I live on, now I can't read it. I live on the street where Dockside Dave's is. I'm 12 years old. My little sister, whenever she sees you, she says, look, it's Captain Hubbard. She goes to the same school you go to. Oh, that's cool. She must go to Blessed Sacrament with where my kids go.
What's up,
awesome.
Tony?
Yeah, shout out.
Got a young
Mr.
fan
Tony.
out there.
Awesome. Stop by and see me. Stinks gag grouper season won't be open during red snapper season. That is true. It does stink next year. That will definitely be a little bit sad, but we have extra trips in gag grouper season, and we'll get our fair share for September, October, and the first 10 days of November will be gag grouper season next year. Let's see, what other questions do we have? That's it? We got them all? Well, we're about out of time anyway, so that's kind of good. Plus, I am extremely tired. That time change is getting me. I woke up, my alarm clock was set for 4 a.m. I woke up at 3:15 like, I'm late. Why didn't my alarm clock go off? And I forgot about the time change, of course. So at 3:15, I'm panicking that it's 4:15 because my internal clock's telling me that I'm late. And I'm looking at my watch like, it can't be 3:15. It was a very confusing morning for me this morning. And then, of course, my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old, bless their hearts, their internal clocks woke them up at 4:30 in the morning. My daughter woke up at 4 a.m. My son woke up at about 4:45. They both wanted to get out of bed, which was super, super fun. So it was an interesting morning, to say the least. And now, I was telling Josh on my way here, I was like lost. I'm like, why am I going to the studio at 9 o'clock at night? Felt so late. When the Bucks had that crazy come from behind victory, hopefully everybody watched the end of the Bucks game. That was a crazy ending to the Bucks game. I am guilty. I somewhat was counting them out a little bit, but my wife is a very passionate football fan, much more so than I am. I don't turn on sports games, but my wife is like, the Bucks game is on, nothing else is going on. It's kind of role reversal in my household.
Is that why you cooked all that meat tonight?
Yeah, to give me something to do. Yeah, but long story short, she was very livid. The Bucks weren't playing well. I was like, there's still a lot of game time left. And sure enough, it was a great come from behind victory. It was a really, really cool end of the game. So big shout out to the Bucks, and they looked like the team they need to be at the end of the game. Tom Brady, what was it, like 53 yards in 37 seconds or something crazy like that. It was really, really awesome. So great game, great end of the game is what I'm saying. But hopefully you enjoyed the show tonight. Hopefully we'll see you next week for another episode of the live stream show. Don't forget, this show is every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. And then we have our supporters after show following these live stream shows too. So you don't want to miss out on that. Before we go, though, we still got some giveaways to do. Let's find out who won our 5-hour half-day trip. 5-hour half-day trip for 2 guests. 5-hour half-day trip for 2 guests. Mark Garcia, 5-hour half-day from Tampa. It's a local show tonight. Pretty cool. All right, so
Tracy, we don't talk about them right now.
Tracy, yes. Josh and his Packers are on a downward spiral.
Go Pack, go, baby. They're going to go Pack and go home is where they're going.
Yeah. Good old Aaron Rodgers leading you guys right into a dumpster fire. Crazy. Don't forget to like Hubbard's Marina on TikTok. We also have Trovo, Twitch, Snapchat, Twitter, the Nextdoor app, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So check out Hubbard's Marina on all the social medias. Make sure you like our page and follow us. Make sure when you see something posted, whether it's on LinkedIn, Nextdoor, Trovo, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, make sure you follow us, like our pages, and then like and comment on any post that you see. If we post a photo, make sure you like it. Make sure you comment on it. It helps us to reach more people, and it makes sure that those Facebook and social media algorithms don't screw you up and you won't see our posts anymore. A lot of people are like, you were live and I didn't know you were live. It's because you aren't interacting with our posts. If you go to Hubbard's Marina on Facebook and you like a bunch of our photos, and then the next day when you see it in your timeline, you like the photo again, as long as you're interacting with our page, when we go live, when we do a new video, when we do a new post, you'll see it. If you don't interact with the page, you won't ever see our posts. So make sure you interact with the pages. Make sure you get out there Tuesday and go vote. I don't care who you vote for, what you vote for, but get a little educated and make a decision and do your civic duty. Get out to the polls and go vote Tuesday. Hopefully you've already voted already. You can early vote. I voted early in person last week because I'm supposed to be at a fisheries meeting Tuesday, but hurricanes may put a damper on my fishery meeting plans, but we'll see about that. Also, want to give a shout out to our friends over at Real Animals Fishing Club, Garmin Electronics, Yamaha Outboards, Bass Pro Shops, Engel Coolers, Salt Strong, Aquatic Nutrition Sport Fishing Chums. And don't forget to check out Hubbard's Marina on TikTok. We do our live videos every morning on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Trovo, Twitch. So make sure you check us out there. And don't forget, the show is brought to you by our good friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Pete. Check them out, Gator Jim's Tackle. Tell them Hubbard's Marina sent you. Also, hopefully we'll see you next week for another episode of the live stream show every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Hopefully we'll see you November 20th at Bass Pro Shops at 2 p.m. over in Tampa. November 19th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Holiday Tent, Metropolitan Ministries with turkeys, canned goods, or non-perishable food for those in need for Thanksgiving. Or November 25th, our toy drive, Final Friday, crawfish boil, party, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Hopefully we'll see you for that too. And December 17th for the Regulars Club and Supporters Club parties. If you are a Supporters Club member, join us for our Supporters Club after show after the main live stream is over at 9:45 p.m. Join us for that Supporters after show. You don't want to miss out. It's always a good time. Hopefully you'll be there. It's only $4.99 a month. We're going to drop the link for you in the chat if you want to become a supporter tonight. You can. It's really easy, really fast. And hopefully we'll see you soon out at Hubbard's Marina inside Fish Famous Johns Pass at Hubbard's Marina. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Let's find out who won our 39-hour trip for one guest. 39-hour trip for one guest. Lucky winner is Ryan Held. Congratulations, Ryan. It's not your wife this time, buddy.
His wife won last week, okay?
Yeah, it was his wife.
It was his wife.
No, and it wasn't last week.
It was
like
before.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
She won a T-shirt.
Amy won the Salinity Gear gift pack. Now Ryan gets the big win of the 39-hour. So congratulations, y'all. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, come out and see us for one of our events, for one of our fishing trips, dolphin tours, whatever you want to do on the water. We have a trip for you and your family to go get them. And if you have your own boat, stop by and see our new business, Don's Dock, fueled by Hubbard's Marina, the east end of the boardwalk. We sell fuel now, and we have a big, huge dock for you to pull your boat up to. So if you're fishing on your own boat, you want to stop by, get some fuel, get some pinfish, get some shrimp, get some ice, we are right there at the entrance to Johns Pass with all your fuel, bait, and ice needs. You can even stop at Don's Dock, run down to our main shop, pick up some tackle. So now if you're leaving from Johns Pass, you've got a one-stop shop for all your bait, tackle, beer, ice, fuel needs. So check out our new business, Don's Dock, right there, east end of the boardwalk. Tell your friends who own boats. It is the cheapest marina around. We are going to be really competitively price matching, so you can feel confident when you fuel up with us that you're getting a great price, and hopefully you enjoy working with us at Hubbard's Marina. You'll have the same great service down at Don's Dock, fueled by Hubbard's Marina. Y'all have a great night. Tight lines. Hopefully we'll see you on the water soon. Thanks for watching, guys.